Hey everyone, I have a couple of things I want to say to you, and then I've got 3 questions that I'm going to ask you at the end of this video. I'm going to ask you to respond to on the Google form that is on Haiku. First thing I want to say to you right now, though, is thank you for your hard work over the course of this last part of the semester. Researching and responding to a complex topic like immigration reform is not easy, but you did it. And some of you did it at an adequate level. Some of you did it at a super excellent level. It doesn't matter. I just want to say you did it, and thank you for doing that. And the second thing I want to say is recognize that just because you're a high school student doesn't mean that you can't engage with difficult and complex topics. That you don't always have to be interested in a topic in order to engage it at a deep level. Several of you said something like, I'm only a high school student, what do I know about immigration reform? As if your opinion doesn't matter, or as if you couldn't develop a reasoned and thoughtful approach or perspective on the topic. And I just want to push back on that a little bit and say, you are smart enough, each of you is smart enough and capable enough to formulate an argument and research it enough to have some evidence, and that your argument could stand up in a debate, and you're capable of doing that. And I'm saying that to affirm you, that you should never minimize what you're capable of doing just because you're a young person. The other thing I want to mention about that is, we're living in a time when there's lots of people saying lots of things about, the coronavirus and medicine and the economy, and most people don't know what the heck they're talking about. Most people don't spend the time to research anything or look for credible sources, or most people are not willing to be critiqued or engaged in some sort of dialogue or debate. You are trained, over the course of the semester a little bit in how to do that. And it is a skill that is sorely missing in our society. So, just want you to remember that. You're not too young to engage on difficult topics. You're smart enough, and you have some of the skills to do so. Okay, so here are my 3 questions. I want you to respond to, first, what do you think you did well over the course of debate? Like, what is one thing that you feel like, I feel like I learned how to do this kind of thing well, or maybe you didn't learn a new skill, but you maybe honed a skill. You developed it further. So what's something that you did well? Secondly, what's something that you think you could do better? And again, I'm not talking about like, oh, I wish I would have turned in my assignments earlier. I'm not talking about that kind of crap. I'm talking about what's something related to debate that you could do better in the future. So for example, maybe it's like, I need to learn how to research better, or I need to learn how to formulate my thoughts in a more structured fashion, or I need to get more comfortable with responding to other people's arguments, or I need to learn how to be a better, I need to learn how to commit fewer logical fallacies, whatever. Something like that, okay? And then the third thing I want you to answer is, how do you think debate, or the skills of debate, might be helpful to you in your future? So, I know that you're not old enough necessarily to know for certain what your career will be, but as you think about your future, what do you think, how do you think being skilled a little bit more in debate might be helpful to you in your future? Okay? So you're going to do all that. You're going to answer those 3 questions in a paragraph on the Google form. And I'm not grading it, okay? I'm going to make sure that you have each of those 3 answers. That's what I'm looking for. I want you to show some thought to it. But that's going to be helpful to you, and it's helpful to me to kind of hear from you guys. And I guess that's it. So thanks for a good semester, and I certainly hope to see you guys in the fall, face to face. All right.